everyone? It's the Beast Brian London, Brandon O'Doy's Real Ones Canes crew here in Hard Rock and noisy Hard Rock as they're getting ready for the Dolphins game as the Canes beat FAMU 56-9. Brandon, very efficient game on offense, got a lot of backups in, and the defense played stunningly tonight.
Biggest thing about this game, you played pretty good and that nobody was injured. And that's saying a lot when you come out of two games. One, you expected to win. The other one, you did a good job of winning in Florida. So tonight was a good night because you played a lot of guys. You probably got into the 35 and the 40 range with the amount of depth that you played. A lot of freshmen, true freshmen, got a chance to get their first crack, put up a lot of points. You look good doing it. You established a little bit more of the running game. And oh, by the way, you know, you still got a quarterback named Cam Ward who had 300 yards, his second consecutive 300-yard outing of the season, and he's the first ever to open up.
And he didn't play the whole game, obviously. We saw Reese Poffenbarger. The three running backs, three of the running backs got a touchdown. The running game was on point tonight. Those guys ran hard, and Cam just said how amazingly that helps the passing game when you have a running game that can bust out like that.
Biggest thing for me, Miami, we've covered this team for a long time. It's been a long time since Miami was supposed to dominate the opponent, and they did, and that was today. Don't make no mistake about this. If you don't know that much about FCS football, this FAMU team will be nationally ranked if they're not already in the top 25. They've got some dudes. You just watch them walking to the bus, 6'5", 6'3", all across the board. FCS players don't look like FAMU looks. They got a lot of guys who come down from Group of 5 and Power 4, and they have players. They just don't have as many as the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, they were the HBCU national champions last year. Really good team.
They got up to number 6 in the country.
Yeah, Mario Cristobal had a lot of compliments for their coaching staff, for their players. They deserve it. A lot of guys from down here in South Florida, good team. So Miami took care of business tonight. The backups getting that much playing time, so important.
It's important because you grind all summer. You've got all kinds of spring and camps and workouts, conditioning. You never get a chance to really eat. You have to remember, when you're at the University of Miami, you recruit these 4- and 5-star kids. They're not used to sitting on the bench. You need games like this to go efficiently so you can rack up the rep count for some of your better players and who are the future of this program.
So we saw it with Cam Ward. We saw it with Tyler Barron. These older guys that are leading the team, they have such a business-like approach for this team. Week in and week out, we saw it in camp. Now we're seeing it during the season. And it's that kind of business-like approach that makes you feel confident about this program right now.
Yeah, it's been there, done that for these older guys. And the reason is they know what it's like to play football and win games. They don't know what it's like to win championships. And from Meesh Powell to Tyler Barron to Cam Ward, they all have designs on making this a special season. Yeah, they came back. They got compensated to do so. Everybody wants to talk dollars and cents, but you gotta want to go out and get hit on this field. You gotta want to be tougher than the other guy for 4 quarters of college football. It is not easy to win. And so the business-like, workman-like mentality and the leadership that these older guys are displaying is something we haven't seen in this program for a very long time.
Without a doubt. Ball State next week here at Hard Rock. You know, we'll see what they bring to Miami Gardens, but then it gets for real. And no opponent after that is going to be one that you're going to take lightly. So we'll see what happens, but I just feel like the mindset of this team is one that they're not going to take Ball State lightly. They're not going to look ahead at all. Every game, every week is going to be a business trip.
And this schedule's playing out way different than what we thought. Cal beats Auburn and on the road. That game on the road now looms way larger. And oh, by the way, last time I checked, USF was only trailing Alabama at Alabama 13-14. Don't know what the score is now. You'll know by this taping. But I've always said that is a game that this University of Miami team has to be careful about.
Well, we're not going to look ahead to USF and Tampa yet. We're going to look ahead to Ball State, and we'll have more on that matchup coming up on this week's Real Ones Canes podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening to the podcast, and go hit up the YouTube page as well. For Brandon O'Doy, For our man Mattia behind the camera, I'm Brian the Beast London. We'll see you next time here on the Real Ones Canes podcast. Peace.